You've been watching it go up in downtown Fargo, and now we're about to find out what the Block 9 Project Plaza will be called. There is a naming reveal scheduled for 10 o'clock this morning.
It'll take place at the corner of Broadway and 2nd Avenue North. There are a number of related activities to follow into the afternoon.
Researchers say the first COVID-19 vaccine tested in the U.S. revved up people's immune systems, which is just what scientists had hoped for. Now the shots are making their way into that final phase of testing.
The Valley Today's Kelly Hubbard joins us live this morning with more on what the experts are saying. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, Lisa and Jordan. Right now, reports say that over 2,500 people in Cass County have the virus and over 600 people in Clay County have been infected too. Researchers worldwide say that they're working around the clock to try to find a vaccine against the virus causing the COVID-19 pandemic. Every volunteer who was a part of the first COVID-19 vaccine tested in the U.S. had an immune response. Moderna and the National Institutes of Health made the experimental vaccine. New England Journal of Medicine says the 45 people who received it now have neutralizing antibodies, which is key to blocking infection. The goal is to have 300 million doses of potential vaccines by January. But don't get too excited. Top epidemiologist Dr. Anthony Fauci says that just because you may be able to get the vaccine soon, it doesn't mean that the problem is going away.
What we hope is that with a combination of people having already been exposed and a vaccine that's anywhere from 70-75% effective, that there will be enough herd immunity, that there will be a time when you and I don't have to worry about getting infected.
The vaccine requires 2 doses a month apart. There were no serious side effects, but more than half of the study participants reported flu-like reactions to the shots, which aren't uncommon with other vaccines. The initial study tested young adults, and within the next couple of weeks, researchers started a new 30,000-person study that will help answer how more at-risk Americans are affected.
Kelly Hubbard reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
It's now 6:52 on our Thursday morning. Let's get a check of that forecast. And some of you have maybe been up for a little while already. We had some lightning and storms move through the metro. Where are they now, Lisa?
Yeah, it's been a bumpy morning this morning across the valley. I have a time lapse actually of those storms rolling in on our First Alert Skycam network. You could see the blast of rain, and now things are kind of starting to clear out for the Fargo-Moorhead area. That's not the case for everybody though here in the valley. Let's take a look at that on our radar. You could see just south of the metro and points east and south from there. And then there's another storm right around the Mackville area in southern Nelson County moving off to the east. We'll zoom in on that. You could see some lightning, some downpours with that moving eastward along Highway 15 toward Northwood, and then Fargo on the south side of the metro down by Oxbow area, and then point south from there we do have some heavier rain and one little lightning bolt south and west from Horace north of Kindred, and then back over to Barnesville some rain and lightning and thunder heading toward Park Rapids right now. You've got a thunderstorm moving in, a good downpour. There may be some gusty winds and some small hail. There was a report of pea-sized hail south of Holly as that storm moved through, and right along the state line a stronger storm right now. It looks like it's ramped up a bit along Sargent County and Marshall County in South Dakota. That's all rolling eastward. We'll show you that here in our loop on our radar map. You can see that eventually things quiet down. We don't have much going on out by Minot and Bismarck, and we'll watch this move on and we'll get some sunshine ahead. And you can see that on our hourly planner. Things are already quieting west of Fargo at this point in time. Temperatures today 80s, some of us into the upper 80s with wind that shifts from the south to the west or northwest by later on this afternoon. And then of course we've got that first alert weather day for Friday, for tomorrow. And we have a severe weather risk, especially into the afternoon and evening hours, heading into the late night for a blast of storms that'll be moving through. We've been upgraded since yesterday to an enhanced risk, meaning we could see numerous thunderstorms that turn severe, and they could be quite intense. Fargo's included in that, with some high winds, greatest likelihood, but all modes possible, including tornadoes. So watch out for Friday, especially Friday night. The weekend, still unsettled. Let's check in now with Devin Fry for the Valley Today's traffic on the move.
Thanks, Lisa. We're finishing up our morning drive for this hour on I-94 heading east. We're on a roadway where the traffic flow has been growing slowly but surely throughout the morning. You can see over in the westbound lanes, it's a fairly consistent traffic flow. Here on the east side, things are moving well. There's a group ahead of me and around me right now, but then there's a big gap behind me. So overall, traffic flow definitely looking a little bit lighter this morning, but it is starting to pick up out here. Now, there's a couple of lane closures to be aware of this morning, some brand new ones. First one's going to be in West Fargo. That's going to be on 36th Avenue East between 4th Street and 6th Street East. That's going to be closed for manhole repairs, so watch out for that one there. And 7th Avenue North here in Fargo, that's going to be closed between 10th Street North and 8th Street North. Now, they are going to detour traffic to 8th Avenue via 8th Street there. So that's going to be the two biggest factors for our morning drive. Otherwise, nothing new announced. Just watch out for slick roads out here because of this rain. We're going to keep checking out the roadways, but for now, for your traffic on the move, I'm Devin Fry.
The FBI is opening a criminal investigation into the 2018 death of a Beltrami County jail inmate. The case involves 27-year-old Hardell Sherrill, who, according to a federal lawsuit, died a slow, agonizing death while at the jail.
He became partially paralyzed while incarcerated and was unable to eat or to control his bladder or bowels. But his jailers and medical providers believed he was faking a medical condition to try to escape. He later died on his cell floor. One bicyclist was killed, another injured after being hit by an SUV in Douglas County. The two riders and a third bicyclist were southbound on County Road 9 near Carlos about 10 Tuesday night when the crash happened.
One bicyclist died at the scene. The other was flown to Hennepin County Medical Center in Minneapolis. The third bicyclist was not hurt. An elderly man is seriously hurt after police say he failed to yield at a highway intersection in Cass County, Minnesota. The crash happened yesterday afternoon just north of Motley. State troopers say an 82-year-old man from Staples failed to yield to a pickup driver on Highway 64. The other driver had minor injuries.
A small group of people gathered outside the federal building in Grand Forks last night to remember the 21-year-old airman who was killed on the Grand Forks Air Force Base in early June. Natasha Aposhan's family said she was a victim of domestic violence and died at the hands of a fellow airman that she had dated for just a few days. Her father is calling for the military to be held accountable for his daughter's death. Fargo police say an allegation accusing two police officers of racial profiling was unfounded. 19-year-old Larry Pope said two officers detained and illegally searched him in a parking lot on June 22nd.
But Sergeant Shane Aberly of the Office of Professional Standards says he couldn't find any evidence outside of Pope's allegations, and Chief David Todd agreed. Police reviewed data pertaining to the incident that happened and reviewed squad car GPS data, chat messages between officers, and traffic camera footage. Aberly also interviewed Pope and his coworkers. Results from a Fargo Public School parent and staff survey show the majority of parents want their kids back in the classroom this fall, but staff members would rather have a hybrid approach.
One Fargo mom says as much as she and her kids would like to be back on a normal schedule and start the school year in person, she says it's just not the right time. She says there would have to be deep cleaning and hand washing by everyone at least every hour in order for her to consider sending her kids. The North Dakota Department of Health has confirmed 72 new cases of COVID-19, bringing the active case count now to 717. No new deaths have been linked to the illness, keeping that total number at 88. Over 3,700 people are listed as recovered. The
Minnesota Department of Health is reporting 578 new COVID-19 cases today, bringing the active case count to 4,045. 8 new deaths are also reported, bringing the death toll to 1,515. Over 38,000 Minnesotans are listed as recovered. How about this for a fun and a safe way to get out of the house? It's a new mobile dining restaurant in the FM area. It's called The Little Bistro. Owners say the idea was COVID-19 inspired.
They'll drop this trailer off for up to 2 hours with a cheese plate and either a bottle of wine or 2 crowlers of beer from Soul Avenue Kitchen and Junkyard Brewing. Pricing starts at just $200, but varies depending on how many people are in your party. The trailer holds up to 6. You can find out more about the Little Bistro on our VNL News app.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question, 20% of adults in a survey say they could absolutely not complete this task if they were asked to do it today.
I question my own skills here. The answer, pass a written driving test.
I don't know if I could pass the actual driving
know, that's
test
a good
either.
point,
You know,
too.
they say you got to come to that full stop, and sometimes you just kind of roll on through.
And don't forget about the blinkers. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on right now on the Fargo CW.